Welcome back. This is part 2 of the 710 porting video. So, let's see if I can clean up the sides a little bit. Ridge from the casting, whatever you call it, I don't know. Alright. Get nice and smooth, both sides. Put it on its side. Right. Chainsaw file. It cuts pretty nice, you know. It's meant to cut metal, so. Okay. Check it. Got a little bit more. I'm sure there's people out there who can do this stuff in their sleep, and maybe they don't like the way I'm doing this. But as I say, I'm not an expert. I'm just playing with this stuff. Okay, that ridge is almost gone. Doesn't take a lot, you know. Okay, I don't want to widen it. I just want to take that rough edge off. It's going to make the air go in much smoother, right? All right. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do the other side too. So I'll pause here because you guys will just be watching me do that. And then once I finish this side and this side, I'll come back for a second, show you, and then we'll do the bottom. Okay. We'll be back in a sec. All right. We're back after a couple of minutes. Okay. Take a look. On this side. Okay. That ridge is gone. All right. It looks like there was a little bit of a valley next to the ridge on this side, maybe even on this side. I guess it's just the way the casting worked, but so right now there's like a tiny channel right there, but I don't want to take off any more off of this. Right? I just took that ridge off and nice and smooth. I'll smooth this out a little bit more with some sandpaper, make it a little bit, you know, make it smoother. But pretty good for now, right? So that's clean. That side is clean. Okay. I ran a file quickly on the bottom and on the top just to take off some stuff that was there, some dirt and all that. So now what we're gonna do is, we said we're gonna take off a little bit off of the bottom, right? And then a little bit off of the piston. So let's just do that. I'm just gonna make a note of, I don't know how to mark this, right? I could run a marker on the edge, but I'm gonna make a note of some of the imperfections on the bottom, right? You can see them. Let's see. And once I see those imperfections gone, I'm gonna call that, you know, 5-10 thousandths, right? Take a little bit off. I might even make a mark. Let's see, just to see, I guess, if I make a mark. All right. see that mark gone from the side, I'll stop. We'll take a hair off a piston, we'll put it back together and do a measurement again just to see where we are, right? So flat file, okay, and just gonna start taking off a little bit. I might even use a round file because it bites better, at least for me. But I'll make sure to kind of walk it sideways and not dig a hole or a channel in it. Right, so let's do that a little bit. I'm gonna lower you down, maybe get a better view for you. Okay, I don't write stuff with the camera. But I'm just gonna start taking some of this off, okay? Try to be even as I can. When I get a buildup of, there we are, of material. So this, right when I get a buildup, I got a little wire brush in it. Little by little, you know. Not in a hurry. And what I can also do is, so right now I think this is a straight shot. I can maybe, you know, instead of going back and forth straight, I can angle it down and just take that edge off a little bit. That's gonna kind of do the same thing, but I want to see if I can take off across, right, the whole material, right? Trying to keep my file flat. Okay. Don't know if we're making any progress. I think we are a little bit. Let's see if we can smooth this out. Flat file a little bit. Now again, this is not very professional, okay? Lots of fancy tools out there, drills, things and things like that you can use, but I'm just trying to do with what I have. Okay. Okay. They say it doesn't take a lot to change the timing. 10 thousandths here, 10 thousandths there, and that's it, right? It's not a lot. So I'm not gonna go crazy. I wanna check it after I do a little bit. Just trying to clean up to see where I am. Clean my file a little bit. Keep going. Well, that mark is gone, right? So maybe we try it there, huh? So we'll leave it like that. We'll get the piston. Shave the piston off a little bit. How are we gonna do that? Like this. Well, let's see. Again, not very professional, guys. I think it'll do. I got my mark to kind of keep an eye on. Actually, oh yeah, I'll set it down flat. And I'll try to keep my file flat too. I'm gonna actually make that mark all the way to the end of the piston so I know exactly where I am. Okay, actually, let me measure it too. What I can do is measure the piston, right? Here to here, even catch the corners and see how much I took off, right? Let's see here. What do I have? I got one of these plastic. Again, not very professional. One of these plastic calipers. But they'll give me an indication. Plastic, okay. Set them to 0. Close to it, let's see. Try to see, how do we do this? How do we set this thing to 0? Gotta move the scale. Yeah, okay. Move the scale. Again, guys, you must have better tools, but within a towel, I think we should be good, or a couple. Okay. Right, 0. Okay. All right, good. Good enough. Good enough. Okay. Let's see how tall this piston is. Looks like 1740. Okay. 1740, 1739, something like that. 1740. Let's just say 1740. I'm gonna write that down. 1740. Okay. Let's take off a little bit and measure it again. Okay. How about we see how much we took off? That was what, 10 stroke with the file, 10 strokes with the file, something like that. And not much, see it? Didn't take off a lot. Let's go again. Okay, we didn't do a lot, let's keep going. Okay. Clean the file. Okay, let's check again. Oh, look at that. You see? We didn't take off a couple of thousandths. Right? Gotta keep going. Make sure the surface is clean. Here and here. I kind of wiped off that mark with the marker, but it's okay. Let's check it again. All right. Yeah, maybe we took off a little bit. Yeah. 5, 5 thousandths we took off. Right? Yeah. We'll do a little bit more. And we'll be good for first check. Put a mark so I know how even I go down. check. Yep, okay. Okay. Clean the file one more time. And then let's check. Okay. Let's check. Measure again. Oh, see, 30. So we took off 10 thousandths, right? We're about there somewhere. So let's check it out again. Let's see if that made any difference on the timing. I'm sure it made some difference, but let's see how much. Right? All right. Clean the inside. I'll put the piston in. Okay. And then I'm going to wipe the piston off too. I don't want those shavings to go in there. I mean, I'll clean it afterwards, but there we go. Okay. Okay. There we go. Let's put a couple of screws in here. Tighten this thing up just a little bit. Okay. Okay, that's good. Need our degree wheel again. I'm just using some washers to kind of give me a good backing so I can tighten it up a bit. Okay, let's see. Oops, my wire. Okay. Yep. Okay. Intake, right? Let's check it. So let me spin it. Open, close. Open. All right, so I'm gonna go down to open. So it opens right about there. Okay. Let me set this to 0. So it's easy for us to count. Right? Let me check again. Go down a bit. Right about there. Yeah, right about there. So we're gonna go back just a little bit. Right there, okay? Right about there. Yep, so now let's let's see. Go all the way up, come down to close, right about there. Let's see, is it right about there? Okay. Let's see, we had 120 before. What do we have now? Gonna have to count backwards. It's okay. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 120, 110, 120. Okay, so we didn't change it by a lot, right? Maybe a couple of degrees. Let's check again. Actually, I'll go this way, right? Let's make it so it just opens right there. Let's see if it's a 0. Yeah, 0. Isn't this the way I went before? Actually, let's go this way because I want to go from 0, 10, 20. Oh, right here. Right about there. Let me make this a 0. Right about there. Check this side. Yeah, right about there. Okay, right about there. Let's check again. So now we're going this way. Open. Close. Yep. Yeah, it's about 120. So we didn't change it by much. Barely any, so we gotta go more, right? Okay. All good stuff. Let's take this off and do some more filing. Okay. Just trying to make sure I filed down the right side. Yeah, I did. Okay, good. I want to check. You check this side. Exhaust. Yeah, you see, the 140. So we took 10 thousandths off, but we didn't do a lot to the timing. Right, we took about, just depends how you measure, maybe 5, maybe 6, up to 10 maybe. So let's do a little bit more on the piston. Okay. See if I'm doing it evenly on all sides. If I measure this side, if I measure this side, so, okay, not bad. Okay. All right, I'm gonna do a little bit more on the piston. Then I'm gonna do a little bit more on the bottom of the intake. and then we'll come back and show you. Okay, just so I don't make this video too long. All right, here we go. I took a little bit more off the piston and a little bit more off the bottom, just a little bit. Put it back together, put the wheel on, got it all set up for you, just to, you know, you don't have to watch through that again. And let's see, so it's set up at a 0, right? And it's set to the bottom, to where it's just going to open. So I'm gonna keep going. Let's zoom in here. You can see better. There we go. Oh, let me fix this. Okay, there we go. So it's all set. Let's see what happens. Oh, the other way. So right here, see, it just starts to open. Right about there. Got it set to 0. So we're gonna go like this, up and down until it just closes right about there. Let's read the wheel. Ooh, check it out. We got 5 degrees. 90, 100, 110, 120, and a half, which is a 5. So we got it open by 5 degrees. Wow, we gotta go a lot more. So off the piston, I took another, I think I took 20 thousandths. I'll take it apart, we'll measure it. And then I took off a little bit off the bottom, so gave us 5 degrees. All right, so that means we gotta dig this up a little bit more. All right, let's keep going. I'm gonna take this apart real quickly. We'll measure the piston just so I can show you how much I took off. All right, so you can see. Okay, put this aside. Let's get the piston. Let's get the caliper. Okay. Super accurate plastic caliper. But anyway, let's see. What do we got? Clean, clean, clean. Make sure it's clean. Right. Okay, I don't know if you get it right here. 1710. So we took off 20-30 thousandths. Okay, we were about 140, right? So 10, 20, so 30. No, we took off 30 thousandths. Yeah, maybe 28, whatever. Off of the piston, and we took off a little bit off the intake. It gave us 5 degrees. So, well, we're gonna go more. I'm gonna work on the intake. Maybe take off a little bit more off the piston, but let's work on the intake a little bit, okay? All right, so I'm just gonna keep doing this, and when it's done, we'll come back, okay? Here we go, we're back. It took me a couple hours with the flat file and the round file, but I think we got it. Okay, so let me show you the results and then I'll show you kind of how we dug out the intake. Okay, so right now have it set for 0, just about right there. Let's see, okay, right there, about 0. And intake is just about to open. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see right there, open. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get a flashlight so you guys can better see. Where's the flashlight? There we go. All right, you can see the intake, and then we'll go all the way down until it's closed, which is right about here. Okay, and then we go back. It should be around 0. Yep, maybe a little bit off. Let's move it just a tiny bit. There we go. I check to make sure that it's still opening. Yep, right about there. Okay. I know it doesn't look like a 0 on the. Actually, hold on a second. Right here. Okay. All right, 0. Okay. Let's see. Make sure it's right there. Okay, I have to move the wheel a little bit more. I'm gonna make it exactly 0 for you guys. Okay, that's a 0. Let me point this straight to the camera. Right about there. Okay, 0. Now let's spin until we open fully. All right, open. Go back down. Close. Right around here. Okay, check it out. 150, right? Start at a 0. Okay, so we were right here, 120, right? This is how much we opened it up, and I'll show you how to do that. So we got about 150 on intake, 150 on the exhaust. That's kind of what we want. Okay. Let me show you what I did. I'll take this wheel off. A little bit easier. Okay. So what I did is this. Okay. I went down as much as possible. So distance from here to here as much as possible. Because I still have to leave a little bit of space here, you know, for the gasket to seal. Okay, I want to have a good seal. So that only gave me like 130, 135. And then what I did is I had it, let me show you like this. So imagine this is straight, right? So what I did is I angled it down a little bit, right? So I put a bit of a slope down like this, right? I don't know if you can see that on camera, but maybe from, let me take this off. Okay. I shaved off just a little bit more off the cylinder, and see if I can put the battery on the inside of the flashlight. Okay, you can see it. Let's see, how about like this? It's hard to show. Well, maybe shine from the exhaust side. Maybe from through the, no. Anyway, you'll just have to trust me, I guess, if you can't see it. but it's sloped down, right? Nice big opening. Okay. Okay, right there. So you can see that, right? It's gonna slope down like this, right? It's not straight. You know, the top goes straight in, right? Straight in, all the way to the bottom, and then I sloped it like this, right? To give me just a little bit more space. Okay, and then the piston, I'll show you the dimensions. Which side did we? This one, right? Yeah, that's the one we shaved off. Okay, let's measure it. So we were 174 before. We are about 170. 1.7, 1 inch, 700. So we took off 35-40 thousandths. So about 1 millimeter off of this piston. And then, as you see here, I should have measured how much we went down, but I didn't. It has to be at least a millimeter here, and maybe another millimeter on the inside as you slope down. Okay. So that's it. We got 150 on each side, exhaust and intake. Well, thanks for watching. I'm gonna make another video soon. We're gonna put it together, put the new rings in, clean it, get all this dust off and all this metal shavings I'm gonna clean off, put it back together, and get it fired up, see how it sounds. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.